Does your anxiety rises towards your birthday? Say a few days prior or a week before, you notice that you are getting so anxious towards the day. You wonder if your husband is gonna remember. You wonder if your kids are gonna call you, if people are gonna text you, if you are gonna feel special that the day, if you're gonna get gifts. Are you one of those people? If so, stay with me for another episode of Be Before You Can Do with Luciane Magali speaking to you from Portugal. I am a therapist of medicine alternative. It is my passion to teach how important personal growth is in conjunction with faith so that we can be happier and healthier, healthy in our body and our mind, because many times our mindset affects our physical body. Pains, our bodies intertwine. Trust me, I am a therapist of medicine alternative, and many times I needed to work on people's mind and body at the same time so they can be free of pain. So let's talk about birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. And I wish I could say that I never had any issues before. I was always okay if people call me or didn't call me. I was very secure, but that's not the case. It happened to me many times that I would get anxious. Why? And how? I don't even want to ask you the why. I don't want to say the why. I want to say, okay, so what do we do about it? How do we get better? How do we get free of that, right? Well, let's look at Alcoholic Anonymous. One of the first steps of Alcoholic Anonymous is to admit you are an alcoholic. You cannot start the process of recovery without admitting. It's the same with our emotions, it's the same with our anxieties. We cannot start our process of healing without first admitting the issues. So in my case, I started noticing 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I started noticing, gee, man, I get anxious. I get so panicked towards my birthday. Even in starting October, I would feel like, is people going to remember my birthday? Am I going to be special? What I'm going to do? Am I going to do anything special? And it was awful because many times I didn't have a great birthday. So what do we do about it? How do we get better? Like I said, shedding light into it. Shed the light into, let light come. And what is light? Bringing that to the surface. You start speaking to the therapist and God at the same time. Or Lucienne and God, God and Lucienne. I start to speak to myself and to God. I start saying, Lord, I get anxious. I feel like there's things going on. And you know what? Little by little, I started to recognize my birthday was a big trigger point to show it to me that I was insecure. My birthday was just a trigger point. I was getting so anxious, but anxiety is a trigger point. And what is a trigger point? I'm going to give you a simple example so that you can understand. Say I am driving in a highway and a car cuts me off. I drive quickly, I go after him. I want to see if I can catch him so that I can show him the finger. I can get angry at him and shout at him. I want to make him see it that I am angry at him. That is a reaction, an overreaction to an event. That's a trigger point. Now, am I really angry that this person cut me off or something else is actually going on? Almost always is a trigger point, and we have to look at, okay, what people have done in the past to cause me to get angry that I want to make them pay. Another example is my husband. I used to get so angry at him. So angry when he said something or did something. I would be so angry to the point that I'm overreacting. So I started to understand and say, okay, wait a second, Lucian, you're not angry at him for doing A, X, and B. You angry at him, but are you really angry at him or you angry at something that's similar to this? And you know what? Almost always you go and you trace, you tracking back, and then you get to way back there, way back when someone else have done similar things that was so painful that today this person is doing that that's causing the pain. So you know what? How do you get better? And I hope I'm not so confusing. You get better by bringing to light that pain. You track back to the source and you say, oh, when so and so used to ignore me on my birthday, when so and so didn't call me, when so and so, when I wasn't special, when I was a little girl, when no one remembered my birthday, it was so painful. And then you get healed from that time, and now you are now you can be create a system in which you learn to talk to yourself. Lucienne, speak to me. Lucienne, speak to me. What's happening here? What you feel? I feel angry because you did that, 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 that. Okay, okay, okay. And then what? What you feel? What does that reminds you of? And then when you get down to this, oh, when my mother used to say that or do that, I would feel this way. Now you go back to that pain, that very painful situation back 1700 years ago, and now you bring that pain to God and He will heal you. So that happens to me with my birthday. I wanted to be special when I was a little girl. I wanted people to come and call me or be with me. And maybe I didn't have it. I don't remember. So all I know is that I started to heal of those painful memories. I started to talk to God. I start to speak about it, and that's called grieving. You need to grieve your past emotions. You need to grieve situations and events that has happened and caused you so much pain, so that today you can be like, I am loved, I am accepted, I am wanted. I don't need to feel or be special one day a year, because I am special 365 days a year. It's my prayer that you'll be healed. It's my prayer that you can trace back what is causing the pain today. Because you know what, my friends, God is still is in the business to heal people, heal people's heart and set you free, so that you can be free to have a birthday without anything attached. If people call you and text you, to be amazing. But if they don't, you are still loved and wanted and amazed, because God loves you. You are awesome. See you next time with another episode of Be Before You Can Do with Luciane Magali. Bye bye.